When I arrived at this little studio, it's called the Lighthouse. There's just David there. There were just tapes everywhere and CDs. He was exhausted. And he was doing his first movie that he was a composer of, but he was also simultaneously doing a soundtrack album with 10 original songs, with 10 original artists. It's like lunacy, really. So when I got there, he said to me, look, John, I know I've asked you to write, but will you sing this? And he played me this song, and it was like, not great. And I said, I really think we could do better. And he said, I'm exhausted, man. Please just sing it. I said, let's just have an hour. He said, okay. So we went in the control room. There was just like a piano there and a drum machine. And we wrote a song, probably 10 minutes. I thought, wow, this is great. He said, we can do better. I thought, okay. So off we go. Another 10 minutes. Wow, this is eager as we can do better. Third time in, St. Elmo's Fire. Got the great tune, got it all done, probably in a couple of hours. And I was due to come in and sing it the next day. But I could not get inspired by the text of the movie. I came from the north of England. I left school at 15. This was a movie about, Silver Spoon kids, collegiate thing, completely out of my comfort zone. So David said, look, there's nothing to do with the movie. I'm going to show you this little videotape of a local news station in Vancouver, David's hometown. But there was this film of this kid, he said, and this kid came in the studio a couple of weeks ago, and he really inspired me. So he puts the video cassette in, and as this guy comes up on screen, like I am now, you can just see him kind of from the waist up. And I realized very quickly that he's in a wheelchair, and he says, 2 years ago, I was living the life, and then I had a car crash and broke my back. And he said, I realized you break your arm, you break your leg, you're in a cast for 8 weeks. You break this one in your back and you're in a chair for the rest of your life. He said, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to get in this chair and I'm going to wheel it around the world on the Man in Motion tour. And then the video starts running in the TV station of this like truck, just an old truck with a spare wheelchair on the front. And it says, Rick Hansen, Man in Motion, World Tour. Man, the goosebumps on my neck. So, wow, I'm going to write this story. So I went back to the hotel and I wrote the story of what I imagined, because he was only 2 months in. This was going to take 2 years. So I wrote the lyric about what I imagined his journey would be like. But I knew the film company were going to kick it. So I made it so that when I'm talking about the pair of wheels, they're going to think it's Demi Moore's Jeep. For once in his life, a man has his time. They think that's when Emilio gets the girl.